We are learning more tonight about the accusations against a Metro Police sergeant. He was arrested on Friday for alleged abuses of power. Fox 5 obtained the arrest report. It accuses Kevin Menon of unlawful detainment. The report details multiple incidents, Menon ordering arrests without probable cause, often following confrontations instigated by Menon. In one incident, Menon's accused of shoving an officer. He was allegedly making a legal arrest after he didn't recognize Menon in plain clothes. The sergeant is also accused of telling officers to lie on their reports about these incidents. Menon has been charged with a dozen counts, including multiple counts of oppression under color of influence and subordination of perjury. He's been booked into the Clark County Detention Center.